Good evening, all the joinees. Hi, this is Ansu. I welcome you all to the webinar conducted by Engine Markets. By the time the others join in, let's have a look at today's webinar topic. So, today we will be majorly focusing on how you can compare two portfolio, their performance specifically. So, firstly, we will try to improvise a specific portfolio basis, let's say, a client's risk appetite, and then we will compare two portfolios side by side. In addition to that, I would also highlight how you could compare a stocks portfolio against that of an MF portfolio. While comparing, we will be coming across multiple features or multiple parameters, such as how are the two different in terms of their performance analysis. In addition to that, we will be looking at their underlying holdings. Following that, we will also be looking at the rolling analysis, which will let you see the consistency by which the portfolios are generating returns, and also the drawdown analysis for the two portfolios. Post that would also be showing you how you could generate actionable proposals or shareable reports that you can share with your client. And towards the end, the quorum will be open for a topic related Q&A session. You could either unmute yourself or type down your questions in the chat box. So let us begin. So this is our landing page on Engine Markets, which is the Markets tab. For our topic related webinar, I would firstly be visiting this Portfolios tab, which is the second last tab. So right here, I have already saved a portfolio onto my login. I would be simply running this portfolio. So when you load this portfolio, you could see that this is a specific 7 fund portfolio. These are the list of fund, and currently you see their allocation is equally weighted to an extent of 14.29%. And this portfolio that way is an equity and debt based portfolio. Maximum allocation 64% goes towards equity and 29 is towards debt, and the remaining is with cash that way. Now, what I will be doing is, firstly, I will be changing the time period of analysis for this portfolio to, let's say, a 5 years time horizon. Okay. And then I would be using our portfolio improvisation feature, which is available right next to the name of the portfolio. Once you click on this, the system right here is giving you suggestions as to how you can rescale the allocations of schemes in your portfolio basis your client's risk appetite. Please note, in this improvisation of portfolio, neither are we adding any new fund nor are we removing any existing component. All we are doing is we will let you know how you can rescale the allocations of existing components in the portfolio in such a way that either your returns could be maximized, or your volatility could be minimized, or your Sharpe ratio could be maximized. And for this, we have two broader models in consideration. First being the ranking model, which is also called as a concentrated approach model. And second being the value model, which is also called as the balance approached model. So let's try and understand the ranking model first, wherein we will firstly understand the rank returns. So, as the name suggests, the objective of this improvised portfolio is to maximize your return than your original portfolio. So, in this original portfolio, you could see that the annual return of 20.21% could have been 26.46%. Now, how could this annual return difference of, let's say, a 6% happen? Is wherein you given 38% allocation to quant small cap and 19% to Nippon India Growth Mid Cap Fund. Now, why specifically these two funds only got the most or the greater allocation? The reason is, right now we are focused on returns, or rather rank returns as a model whose objective will be to maximize your return. So, basis a start date that we had put in, which was 26th October 2020, basis this date, the system on the back end analyzed all these funds and calculated their returns, a CAGR return. Once the returns was analyzed, it realized that in the past 5 years, out of these list of schemes, Quant gave the best return. Hence, it got an allocation to an extent of 38%. And similarly, the second best return out of this list of fund was given by Nippon India Growth Mid Cap Fund. Hence, it got an allocation to an extent of 19%. Now, here as well, you might see there is a difference in terms of their allocation. Quant got it to an extent of 38%, while Nippon got it to an extent of 19%, which is exactly half of what Quant got. And hence, we call our ranking model a concentrated approach. That is to say, that it will concentrate maximum of its allocation to a single fund only. It's betting all its doubt into this respective fund only. And then exactly half goes to the second best fund that way. So this was all about the rank returns, wherein maximum allocation went to a fund which generated the best return basis the time period that you set. The next model that we have is minimum vol, that is minimum volatility. So as the name suggests, the objective will be to minimize the volatility in consideration to the original portfolio. So you can see the original portfolio had a volatility of 9.85, which basis this minimum volatility model happened to be 5.59. Now this was achieved wherein maximum allocations were given specifically to these debt funds since I had them in my portfolio. So you see 38% went to HDFC corporate bond and 19% went to Kotak banking and PSU debt fund. Specifically because these being debt funds, they would be having lower volatility and hence maximum allocation was allocated to these two funds basis the objective of our portfolio. And then the model that we are left with in the ranking model is the rank Sharpe. Here as well, as the name suggests, the objective of this model will be to maximize the Sharpe ratio. An original Sharpe, which was to an extent of 1.39, has now come up to an extent of 1.59. This again is achieved wherein it gave 38% to iPru Equity and Debt Fund and 19% to Nippon India Growth Mid Cap Fund. Again, the understanding is exactly same wherein since the objective is to maximize the Sharpe ratio, we calculated the Sharpe of all these schemes that form a part of this portfolio for a time horizon of 5 years, and basis that we determined that the best Sharpe ratio was generated by iPru Equity and Debt Fund. Hence, it got an allocation to an extent of 38.5%. Now, I'll also quickly explain the value models as well, which is labeled as a balanced approach model. Now, within this model as well, the objectives are same as we viewed in the ranking model. The returns value, minimum vol, and Sharpe value. The only difference that you see between the ranking model and value model will be in terms of its allocation. You see, the best allocation is to an extent of 23% to quant small cap when we focus on this returns value, while the second best allocation is to an extent of 20%. So, if at all you see the difference between the first and the second allocation, it is just like a 3 or a 2.5%, which was not the case when we looked upon this returns or a ranking model. Here you see the difference in terms of the first and the second best allocation is exactly half. Hence, we say that the ranking model will follow a concentrated approach and the value model will follow a balanced approach. So, basis your client's risk appetite, you can select any of the models among these 6 models that we have provided. And you also have an option to save any of these models. So let's say I have an aggressive client who is rather focused on increasing the returns, irrespective of the fact that the volatility could also be increased. So you can see the volatility, which was of 9.85. in this, rank return maximization has increased. However, it is also compensated by the returns. Let's say I try to save this portfolio for one of my aggressive client. All you need to do is click on this save as an option, and you also have an option to rename the file as well. Right? Once you click on this save, it will get saved into your portfolios tab right here. All you need to do is collapse this folder, and since this was created from the improve folder, you click on this drop down and it will now be available in this folder. You can just quickly have a view on this portfolio. You can see that maximum allocation to an extent of 38% has gone to quant small cap basis what we had saved this portfolio. Then you can use this feature of comparing two portfolios just by clicking on it. Now, there are two ways of how you can reach to this tab of compare two portfolios. First, as I mentioned, from this portfolio section, you can click on this compare icon. The second way is from this compare tab. This will be the first page that you will come across, compare securities. Just next to it, you see this tab called as compare portfolios. Now, in this section, you see there are options to load two portfolios side by side. So we rather say that towards the right, or wherein you see portfolio 2, always load your model portfolio, or something that you wish to pitch to a client should always be loaded towards the right. So my test aggressive portfolio, I have loaded it towards the right, and my test portfolio, I will load it towards the left. So we say the client's existing portfolio for that matter could be loaded towards the left. Now, why specifically I say that the model has to be on the right and the existing or the current portfolio has to be on the left is because the difference that we show right here. The difference is specifically 2 versus 1. So we subtract this test portfolio October figure from this test portfolio October aggressive figure to arrive at a difference. Hence, we say that the model should always be on the right and the existing should always be on the left, since the difference will be 2 versus 1 whenever we show this difference section. Now I'll come again to these basic details. As you see, the positions, number of schemes that form a part of this portfolio are exactly the same because neither did we add anything nor did we remove anything. In this test portfolio, you could see the average position and the maximum position happens to be same. However, in the test aggressive portfolio, you see that average is to an extent of 14. However, the maximum position is 38.5 that you can see for quant small cap fund. Next to that, the parameters that you can come across are multiple, such as performance, asset allocation, exposures, rolling, and drawdown. Before that, you also have an option to set in your respective start date as well. So, since in the portfolio section, we viewed it from October 26, 2020, I'll select the exact same date and I'll hit on go. So you could see the time period that is under consideration, which is 26th October 2020 till yesterday's date, which is the last trading day. Now, onto this line chart, you can see the red line is showing you the performance of the aggressive portfolio, and the green line is showing you the performance of the test portfolio. Graphically speaking, it is saying that over a period of 5 years, my aggressive portfolio has indeed outperformed this test portfolio that way. And when you come towards the right, you see certain parameters such as MTD, the month to date return for both the test portfolio as well as that of the aggressive portfolio. We could see that our aggressive portfolio on a month to date basis was in fact performing better than the test portfolio. You could see a positive difference to an extent of 0.74. Next to that, you can see YTD, that is start of the year till yesterday's date. How has both the portfolio performed? You can see on an YTD basis, sorry, our aggressive portfolio in fact was not able to catch up with this equally allocated portfolio. Hence, you see a negative difference to an extent of negative 1.65. Following that, you could see a 3-year and a 5-year performance for both the portfolios, wherein the test aggressive portfolio in a 3 year as well as in a 5 year period is in fact able to beat or perform better than our test portfolio. You can see a 3 year positive difference of 4% and a 5 year positive difference of 6.3%. Following that, you could also see a parameter called as cumulative return, which is the absolute point to point returns from the start date till the end date, which is again higher for our aggressive portfolio when we compare it to that of the test portfolio. Now, the next highlighting feature that you can view here could be the volatility. As I highlighted, the purpose of this portfolio that I selected was because my client was aggressive. So, since he was aggressive, he might be okay with taking in a higher level of risk if it comes up with a higher level of return. Hence, we can see that the volatility as a parameter in this equally allocated portfolio, which is to an extent of 9.8%, is lower than our aggressive portfolio, which is to an extent of 13.5%. And hence, this can also be seen in terms of its Sharpe ratio too. The risk adjusted return for our aggressive portfolio is in fact higher than the test portfolio or the equally allocated portfolio. Following that, you can see the average day, that is the average daily return that is generated by the equally allocated portfolio, in addition to that, the aggressive portfolio. And then the parameters that you see, average month and average year, typically says average monthly return and the average yearly return generated by both the portfolios. The up month lets you see what number of month the portfolio, both these portfolios gave an only positive return. So you can see the equally allocated portfolio gave 43 months positive return. However, the aggressive portfolio gave 42 months of a positive return. And as the name suggests, down months lets us see the total number of months both the portfolios gave a negative return. You can see that the equally allocated portfolio gave it to an extent of 18 months, and the aggressive portfolio had down months to an extent of 19 months. Following that, onto this bar chart representation, you could see the yearly performance of both the equally allocated portfolio and the aggressive portfolio. So on all these bar graphs or the 5 year time period that we are looking at, we could see that the red bar chart happens to be higher than that of the green bar chart, suggesting that on an yearly basis as well, this portfolio, the aggressive portfolio, was in fact able to perform better than that of this equally allocated portfolio. Post that, we will be looking upon the asset allocation differential of these two portfolios. Firstly, talking about both the portfolios do have an equity exposure. However, the aggressive portfolio has the exposure to an extent of 81%, which in the original equal portfolio was to an extent of 64%. The rest being allocated to the debt securities specifically. Next to that, you can also view the top sectors that have exposures in both the portfolios. So, in the equally allocated portfolio, the highest exposure is towards banks as a sector to an extent of 6.7%. However, in the aggressive portfolio, it has come up to 8.7, and that is to a finance as a sector. Now, within these sectors, if you want to see which all are the underlying stocks that have exposure to these portfolios, you could come to this exposure tab. So this section will let you know firstly which are the top equity exposures, underlying component that have exposures to each of the portfolios. So you can see the highest exposure to this equally allocated portfolio comes from ICICI Bank, which is to an extent of 2.14, followed by Reliance Industry and HDFC Bank. And however, in our aggressive portfolio, we see Reliance Industry is the one which has highest exposure towards this aggressive portfolio to an extent of 3.96%, followed by Geo Financial and Aster Health to an extent of 2.34 and 1.48. In addition to that, you can also see the market cap exposure for both the portfolios. In this portfolio, which is equally allocated, you could see the highest allocation from equity was towards large cap as a market cap. However, in the aggressive portfolio, it has come up to small cap specifically to an extent of 37%, followed by large cap, which is to an extent of 25%, and mid cap is to an extent of 18%. Now, this others as a section that you see will cumulate to everything other than equity. That is, if you consider the entire portfolio to be an equity right here, just yeah, in this 81%, everything other than this, the NCDs, reverse repo, or any other short positions for that matter will form a part. It will show up into this others as a section. So you can see that in this aggressive portfolio, other than equity, the other components form a part to an extent of 18.72%. Now, this was the analysis that we viewed for an aggressive portfolio that I improvised against an equally allocated portfolio. Now, let's say you wish to compare maybe a completely stocks portfolio against a model portfolio that you have created. So, what I will be doing is towards the left, I will be loading in a stocks portfolio that I had saved onto my system. And on the right, you can load in your model portfolio. So this again being a side-by-side comparison of a completely stocks portfolio against that of a completely MF portfolio. A side-by-side performance of how are they doing against each other. So firstly, you can view the performance differential. Graphically again, we could see that this purple line chart, that is the model portfolio, is in fact performing better than this blue line chart, which is the complete stocks portfolio. In addition to that, the yearly chart as well suggests that in fact the MF portfolio is performing better than the stocks portfolio on an year-on-year basis. Following that, one striking feature that or parameter that you can come across will be this annual volatility. My stocks portfolio, which had a volatility to an extent of 16%, has rather come down to a total of 12.19% in this MF portfolio specifically. In addition to that, you can also see that your returns, the CAGR returns, has in fact increased from a 13.8% in this stocks portfolio, which comes up to be a total of 22.6% in my model MF portfolio. Following that, you can have a look upon the rolling return analysis, which typically tells you the consistency of the schemes that you are looking upon. Now, onto this tab, we have given it for two time periods, 126, which is equivalent to 6 months, and 260 days, which is equivalent to 1 year. So 6 months and 1 year data is what we are showing into this section. So specifically speaking, it says that the average rolling return generated by my stocks portfolio in a 1 year time horizon from this start date till the end date, it says that if you hold onto this stocks portfolio for any 1 year, you could have had an average rolling to an extent of 10.26%. While the same data or the same analysis, if you hold on to this MF portfolio for any 1 year during our time horizon, you could have had an average rolling to an extent of 17.54, which is more like a whopping 6 or a 7% increase if we consider it to this stocks portfolio. Following that, you can also view the high and the low as well. The stocks portfolio gave in the highest rolling return in a 260-day rolling window to an extent of 39%. However, the MF portfolio had an highest rolling return to an extent of 50%. And also you could look upon the lowest rolling window as well, or the lowest rolling return. In the stocks portfolio, which was to an extent of negative 11, in the MF, it is so low as negative 2% only. Now, these line chart that you see, you could anytime keep your cursor on any of these line charts and it will tell you the rolling return as on that respective date. For example, if I just keep it onto this line chart and you can see few data coming up, 26th June 2023 and next to that it is 21.64%. So it says that if you hold on to this model portfolio exactly 260 days prior to 26th June 2023, at this date, you would have had a rolling return to an extent of 21.64%. Now, any data point you keep your cursor on, the understanding is exactly same what I just highlighted. Post this, you could also view the drawdown analysis, which lets you see how quickly the portfolio was able to recover from any loss that has happened in the past. So, right here, there are four columns that you can come across. First is the size, which lets you know the magnitude of loss that is experienced. Following that, you can see the start date of loss and the end date of loss. And then you get to see the number of days the portfolio took to recover from this loss. So, in my stocks portfolio, you could see the magnitude of loss was to an extent of 25%, which started in the month of October 2021, and in fact it continued till May 2022. And in order to recover this loss, it took a total of 417 days to recover a loss of 25.6% in my stocks portfolio. However, when I refer to my MF portfolio, I see that the magnitude of loss was just to an extent of 17%, considerably lower than what we are viewing in the stocks portfolio. And also, the duration of loss can be seen is in fact lower, Jan 2020 till June 2020. And also, this loss of 17% was recovered in just like 117 days. So, basis the magnitude of loss and the number of days that the portfolio took to recover, you can understand that yes, the MF portfolio also did experience some amount of loss. But when we consider it against this stocks portfolio, the magnitude of loss was lower, and also the days taken to recover was also lower. Now, this drawdown analysis you could also view onto this line chart as well. The white region will tell you a recovery phase, and the gray region will specifically let you know the drawdown phase. Now, this analysis of two portfolios that you view, you could anytime generate a PDF out of this as well. There are two types of PDF that you can generate. One is a standard PDF, and the second is an amount based PDF. You can also refer this as an actionable proposal. So you can input in your respective, let's say your client's AUM could be input into this section and just click on go. And this is how your PDF report will come up. So in the premium and the pro version, all the PDFs and PPTs, since it is co-branded, on the top left, you will be able to see your company name and logo. This will be the first page, which will tell you the performance differentials. How are the two portfolios performing against each other? The calendar year data coming up right here, and the difference parameter is shown up in the bottom section. Following that, the second page will tell you the asset allocation differential. Specifically, how are the sectoral difference for both the portfolios? Currently, we are viewing my stocks portfolio versus my MF portfolio. How are the market cap differential for both the portfolios? Following that, you get to see the rolling difference for both the portfolios for a time period of 6 months and 1 year. And then the last page that we will come across will be this portfolio differential page. Now, this is saying that on the right is my model portfolio, and these are the components that form a part of my model portfolio that I'm suggesting. And since we created this as an amount based portfolio, I had input an amount of 20 lakh. The amount has gotten distributed between the components of the portfolio basis their allocation in the portfolio. And same happens to this stocks portfolio as well. All the components, the 20 lakh has gotten distributed basis the allocation of each component in the portfolio. So this that way can be used as an actionable proposal as well. So before the trade is executed, you get to know what amount is put into each component that way. Now, this was a comparison that we did for a stocks portfolio against an MF portfolio. Let's say you also have a prospect client and whose portfolio you wish to analyze as well. You can anytime use our statement analyzer feature, wherein you have an option to upload ECAS files. From this choose file section, select your respective ECAS files. Once that has been updated into the system, you can simply go to this engine markets page, upload the portfolio in this portfolio section, the ECAS portfolio. Once it has gotten uploaded, in a similar way, you can load it towards this left once you have your model portfolio ready with you. So this, let's say, is a CAS file that I uploaded, wherein you can also see MFs as well as stocks. So from our CAS uploading feature, we not just capture MF, we also capture stocks, because we receive, or rather we capture data from three data source: NSDL, CDSL, and CAMS. So if you upload an NSDL or CDSL file, the system will be able to read stocks as well, not just MFs. So in this way, you can load the portfolio of your prospective client, upload your model portfolio that you wish to pitch to this prospective client, and anytime generate a PDF of this analysis. So this is it for the topic related webinar. If anyone has any questions, you could either unmute yourself or type down your topic related questions in the chat box. Any questions, please let us know. So there's a question in the chat box. Can we upload Excel? Yes, to upload a portfolio, an ISIN upload feature is available in the portfolio section. So there's this plus icon wherein you can click on this option called as load ISINs from Excel. And into this gray section, you need to put in two data set. First has to be the ISIN numbers of the schemes, and the second could be either percentage or amount or units or shares. Either of these three could be your second column. First has to be the ISIN number. So showing you just an example file, ISIN being the first column, amount being the second column. Then you let the system know what is taken in the second column and simply validate the data. So as I highlighted, if there's any stock or MF, the system will capture both basis the ISIN, and then you can simply click on run to go forward with the portfolio analysis. Any more questions, please let us know. All right. If there are no further questions, we will close for today. Thank you all for joining in. You could anytime visit our YouTube page. We have a dedicated playlist for all the webinars that have been conducted up until now. Today's webinar will also be uploaded by next week. We have a total of 174 odd webinars that have been uploaded. Thank you all for joining in. Hope to see you again next week with a new topic. Thank you.